KBLA.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
Self-care and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, it is, and it is a wonderful way to start our new year. Saharah Ali is a yoga teacher. She is a life coach, a numerologist, an astrologer, a sound healer, sound bath specialist, and so much more, a meditation instructor. It's time for Mindful Monday, our first Mindful Monday of the year with Saharah Ali. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, our first Mindful Monday of 2026, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with our power, wisdom, faith, and truth. This week, we look at mindfulness as a way to help step boldly into the new year. Mindfulness is the practice of being aware and present in the moment without judgment. It involves being fully engaged with what's happening around us and observing our thoughts and emotions without reacting. 2026 in numerology is a 1 year, calling all of us to celebrate the sacred momentum of innate wisdom embracing emergence. The word emerge is a Latin word meaning to bring to light. Therefore, 2026 aids with bringing to light self-empowerment, initiating new beginnings, personal leadership with courage to be independent, symbolizing completion and new beginnings, planting seeds for the next 9 years of our lives. A 1 year is an era of new beginnings, asking us to reclaim our power, honoring wholeness, bridging individuality, and universal collectiveness. The task is to embrace inner growth, aligning our emotions, mind, body, and spirit for truth to manifest and unfold wisdom and self-knowingness. Know where we're standing today is the result of where we've been. Emergence happens by trusting and knowing we're part of a divine force invested in the fulfillment of our soul's purpose. The call to action is to raise our vibration by engaging in mindful thoughts, being conscious of how we use our energy, therefore holding a clear vision and focusing on what we want instead of what we don't want. And knowing that focusing on what we want and not what we don't want will yield magic and fulfillment. So the bottom line, we benefit by knowing energy, intention, and energy, intention, and attention is a precious resource and is powerful tool for us to create and step into 2026. So going forward with today's Mindful Monday meditation, let's listen with our hearts, opening our minds, letting go, releasing self-deception to receive the gift of light and the inner truth of 2026. So right here, right now, I invite you to connect with the divine wisdom within to provide clarity and understanding about what lies ahead. And now take a big breath. Give yourself a moment to be here now, to slowly breathe, and to close your eyes. Give yourself permission to be here now, centered and grounded. And imagine your body covered in a beautiful green light from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. Take a breath, just breathe, and visualize your body illuminating inside and out in a radiant, beautiful green light. The green light is a healing light. The green light transmutes any stagnation in the mind, the body, and the spirit. So as you breathe, just relax. Just breathe through your nose, exhale through your mouth 2 or 3 times, and allow yourself to connect. Connect to the healing power of the green light. Connect to inner peace. And find stillness in this moment. Find the stillness, embracing and allowing yourself to be open to divine guidance. Allow yourself to receive a renewal from this healing green light. Breathe, releasing your fears, releasing judgment, releasing any anxiety you have about the future, and be right here, right now. Surrender to the healing power of the light. Allow yourself to embrace unconditional love. Give yourself permission to change your mind, to change your life, and be present right here, letting go. Feeling clear and empowered, and open yourself to welcome the divine gifts of 2026. Breathe and calling forward the new beginnings that you would like to receive under grace. Take this moment to relax. Take this moment to be grounded. Take this moment to release outdated beliefs or any karmic connections no longer serving your highest good. Breathe, feeling aligned to your greatness and ready for new beginnings and ready for infinite possibility. Allow yourself to feel the healing energy of the green light and open your heart to gratitude. And every time you exhale, surrender and let go. But most of all, relax, taking big breaths to receive love and divine guidance from the Most High, moving through you, elevating your energy, elevating your life right here, right now in this moment. Now just breathe, feeling centered, breathe, feeling grounded, and allow yourself to be healed. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to be open and ready for new beginnings. Allow yourself to feel blessed. Now taking a breath, trusting the stillness within, trusting your prayers, trusting your mindful meditation to enhance your inner voice, to renew strength, and to open the space for you to be on purpose. Just relax and feel centered. Now take the biggest breath you've had all morning. And as you slowly exhale, receive our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Relax. Feel yourself centered and grounded, opening your heart and mind. Our mindful meditation, our mindful affirmation for the week. Today with gratitude, I embrace my soul's purpose, allowing infinite possibilities to unfold with grace and ease. Today with gratitude, I embrace my soul's purpose, allowing infinite possibilities to unfold with grace and ease. Bringing your awareness back, allowing your mind and body to embrace the gratitude, to honor your soul's purpose, to allow infinite possibilities to unfold with grace and ease. Bringing your awareness back, feeling anchored and grounded and centered and glowing in this beautiful green light. Take a breath. Feel centered. Come back and be right here, right now. And remember that you are the change agent of this time, and give yourself permission to embrace your soul's purpose and allowing infinite possibilities to unfold with grace and ease. Thank you, Dominique, Tabitha Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically blessed New Year's, embracing your wholeness and your purpose.
Yes, indeed, we will. Thank you for that. Thank you for bringing us into the new year so beautifully. I think it's extra important right now, Saharah, because what's going on in Venezuela really has people rocked. I mean, we've bombed 7 countries. Nigeria, Miles and I were talking about how they bombed Nigeria while we were on vacation, and we were there last year. So it's easy to be pretty stressed, and I think that guided meditation and grounding us in gratitude and self-healing is so important. Saharah's agreed to do some readings. If you want a brief personal reading, you can call right now at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. You can give Miles your birth date, and we'll get a little astrological snapshot, 800-920-1580. She may come back and do it with us again on Friday. It's always a great way to start the year, get a little insight. Molly Bella is asking, how do we raise our vibrations? You always talk, or you often talk when you're teaching us and taking us on these guided meditations about raising our vibration. What does that look like?
We just did it. Meditation and going in the world behind your eyes changes your brain waves. And in changing your brain waves, you change the frequency of your nervous system. Therefore, you change the frequency of your body, and you heighten your intuitive awareness, which brings about a change in all things around you. It connects to the innate wisdom and our angels, our guardians, or the divine force that works through the universe. And that's how we raise our vibration. We do it all the time. When you say, oh, God, help me. Well, that's just the perspective that raises your vibration. When you call on the light, when you quiet your mind for a moment, when you keep your eyes single and you focus, you allow yourself to connect to the wisdom within. And connecting to the wisdom within will always raise your vibration. And not only will it raise your vibration, it raises the frequency in your environment.
And it's funny, I have a friend, I won't mention his name, but he always tells me, oh, I don't do good with airy-fairy, and I don't do good with, New Age, ancient wisdom, whatever. But for those of you who do think that way, and I know we have a few in the KBLA delegation, the fact of the matter is the science backs this up. The science backs this up. Scientists don't know all of the reasons why, but meditation and prayer actually change your physical outcomes. They decrease stress. I mean, I know you know more about this than I do, Saharah.
So you think about it. And they like to say your word is your wand, whatever you speak, so shall it be. So think about it. You go somewhere, you step into a room, and you all of a sudden say, the vibe in here is strange. I don't feel right. That's your innate wisdom. That is your own GPS, your God processing system telling you it's not safe for you to be in here, leave. Or you go somewhere and you say, oh my God, it feels so good in here. I feel safe. It's wonderful. So we are inundated by frequencies all the time. Frequencies is just electromagnetic vibration that exists in any environment in which we engage in. And this is why we burn incense. This is why we burn candles. This is why we clean our house. This is why we wash our clothes. This is why, we do things to elevate an energy around us that brings relaxation, that brings peace of mind, that brings comfort.
Yeah.
So it's real. It's just whether or not you put your attention on mindfully engaging in lifting and shifting the energy around you or within yourself. As you think, so shall it be. So think about what you want, not what you don't want.
Yeah, not to mention, given the levels of high blood pressure and other stress-related ailments in our communities specifically, this is a really, really, really important message of leveling up our vibration and managing our stress. Saharah Ali has agreed to stay with us for the hour. If you would like a brief reading, you can call 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to look into, a lot to get together for 2026. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-9651. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. For 40 years, I have had the privilege, and I don't use that word lightly, the privilege of sitting down with presidents, world leaders, authors, artists, activists, the folk who shape our world. Thousands of conversations, tens of thousands of questions. And somewhere along the way, I realized that the art of conversation is dying. So here's what I'm going to do about it. I am now going to teach what these almost 40 years have taught me, how to have conversations that matter. 6 courses, from the anatomy of a great conversation to generous listening as a superpower to handling difficult exchanges without losing your dignity or your mind. Go to TavisTalks.com right now. That's TavisTalks.com. Download the free guide, see what's coming, sign up to be the first to know when we launch the series. Conversation is a skill, and like any skill, it can be taught. I'll see you in class.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
It does, and we've got a little bit of time here to do some readings. Let's go to Velvet, calling us from LA. Hi, Velvet.
How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic.
What is
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. What is your birthday? I'm rushing a little because, folks, we always run out of time when it comes to Saharah giving people insights. So what is your birth?
Your career. It looks like you've invested a lot emotionally, mentally, and physically and financially. You will get the fruit of your labor, but it's real important for you right now to network and also be honest with yourself about the boundaries that you're willing to set as you move forward in the profession that you have wholeheartedly committed yourself to. And also, it would benefit you because I see that you're real passionate about where you're standing. Give yourself permission to step back and have discernment, so that you can be more empowered and less emotional as you stand in your truth. Does that make sense to you?
It does. Discernment is everything.
Right, because you get all hot. So, back it down a little bit so spirit can move through you. Congratulations on your commitment, and congratulations on the beautiful things that are yet to come to you.
Amen, and God bless you, and you continue to advise and serve us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Velvet. It's great to hear from you. Okay, I have one. Miles, you gave me a birth date, but not a name. For one of the people. Oh, D.
That's okay.
Okay, D from Long Beach called, and we don't even have a first and last name or anything, but it's 21465. Not sure what you can do with that. D, you could always call back. Maybe we should wait and see if D wants to call back. Do you want to do that, or do you want?
Okay, so no, that's fine. So D is finishing up. Let's see. Let's do this. It's 214, right?
Yep, Valentine's Day, 1965.
Yeah, so she's finishing up at 8th cycle, and an 8th cycle is about abundance, spirit over matter, but on her birthday, she's going to hit a 9 cycle, and a 9 cycle is challenging because it's about closure. It's endings. We just finished in 2025 a whole year of a 9 cycle. As we step into 2026, it's a 1. So D is about to hit a 9 cycle, and so on a 9 cycle, it's so important to take the trash out, to reframe the value of yourself, but also come to terms with the things that are no longer working for you, and give yourself permission to let go and not be afraid. Because I'm looking like D has a lot of chaos around her life, and so reframe the chaos and take your power back and allow yourself to go free, and the 9 year will help you take the trash out.
All right. Oh, good. Yeah, well, for those of you who would like
D
to...
is listening. She got it.
For those of you who are looking to get some insight, please stay on the phone so you can talk these things through with Saharah if needed. We have another person, Patricia, who was born 12/27/1960 in Harlem, New York. Patricia that's what I have.
Okay. It looks like Patricia has some health dynamics that needs attention, and I'm not sure if she's aware of it, but I suggest that she go and get a physical, because I'm seeing some health issues around her auric space. But also in numerology, she's on a 3 cycle, and a 3 cycle is integration of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And I'm feeling like if Patricia was to heal her body, her mind would be different, because it looks like there's a lot of frustration and helplessness in her auric space. And so, prayer, but definitely go get a physical and change the diet and give yourself permission to know that you matter, and stop giving all your power away.
Okay. Good luck with that, Patricia. Again, if you want to join us, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. When you say auric space, what does that mean? What is auric space?
We all carry a vibration. Like you meet somebody and you say, oh, you got a good vibe. And that vibe is your aura, that light that surrounds you, that is connected to the powers of the universe, or the divine force that moves through us. It's the chi energy. It's the life force energy that governs our health, our mental conditions. Where we always say, like, oh, I'm not feeling too good. Well, it's part of, imbalance in your chi, as they do and talk about it in Asian medicine. And it is the energy that allows acupuncture to work, meditation to work, prayer to work. But it's like a big energetic space that is connected to your nervous system, that is connected to the life force energy that allows us to feel things, know things, and to trust.
Okay, we've got Leon on the phone, and we may probably start Leon and then continue on the other side after news, traffic, and sports, because we're just a little bit over a minute away. Hi, Leon. What's your birthday, and do you have a particular area of life you're trying to look at? Leon, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now I do. What's your birthday, Leon?
September 1950.
9-50. And is there a particular area you want to look at?
My education.
Education.
Continued it.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so in numerology, you're on a 2 cycle, and a 2 cycle is about balance. It's also understanding your power of manifestation. It looks like you've had an up and down dynamic with pursuing your goals, but you have a greater focus on it. And also, if this is any solace to you, there will be the financial support that you need so that you can complete whatever it is that you are striving for. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Yeah. And so one thing is to stop worrying about where everything is going to come from and just stay focused, because your education is very valuable to you and your education is going to be a gift to your family. So don't be so hard on yourself, and already know that you know what you're doing, and just continue to do it.
All right, if you have questions, we'll hit them up after news, traffic, and sports, because we are doing that right now, and then continuing with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. It's the last day in office for Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Georgia Republican announced her resignation after a split with President Trump.
I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for.
Greene was first elected in 2020 and served 3 terms representing Georgia's 14th district. A tragic story out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Police say a 15-year-old is charged as an adult after allegedly shooting and killing Uber driver Cesar Tejada during a carjacking on New Year's Day. Investigators tracked the teen down hours later using camera technology. He now faces murder charges. And rapper Boosie is asking Donald Trump for a pardon as he faces federal sentencing next week. He pleaded guilty to being a felon with a firearm and could get up to 15 years, though prosecutors recommend about 2. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Rams and Chargers will have to make a cross-country trip for their first-round game in the NFL playoffs. The Rams locked up the number 5 seed in the NFC and will play at Carolina on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. kickoff on Fox. The Chargers are the number 7 seed in the AFC. Their first-round matchup is at New England, the number 2 seed in the AFC. That game is scheduled for Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on NBC. Raheem Morris, one of 5 African-American head coaches in the NFL this season, was the first head coach to be fired. The Atlanta Falcons fired Morris Sunday evening, despite the Falcons winning their last 4 games. Atlanta finished 8-9. LeBron and Luka Doncic combined for 62 points Sunday night to lead the Lakers to a 120-114 win over Memphis. Doncic had 36, LeBron dropped 26 and 10 assists. The Lakers are 22-11, third best in the Western Conference. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
My name is Tyrone Owens, and this is my home for 23 years that burned in the fire. Me and my wife, Charlene, we had this whole yard decorated every year.
This was the house that sparkled throughout the entire neighborhood on all the holidays. It's a community that will never be the same due to the negligence of a utility company. So I am pretty upset about that.
We were nowhere near being able to rebuild with our insurance. It's going to cost $1 million to put your house back up.
I want to get back to that point where we were before the fire. I'm starting to get emotional, but I'll work through it. LA Fire Justice has been wonderful for us. They're just caring people. We have all faith in them.
Big ups to LA Fire Justice, who's given us hope to rebuild 100%.
Advertisement. Douglas Foster, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
Let the dogs out! Tired of the same old sports talk? Ready to go where the real conversation happens? Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, host of Out of Bounds, the sports show that doesn't play it safe. Every Friday at 6 p.m. on KBLA Talk 1580, my co-host Neil Scarborough and I get you ready for the weekend. We take you beyond the highlight reels and into the stories that matter. The controversial calls, the game-changing plays, the athletes making headlines for all the right reasons and sometimes the wrong ones. From the NFL to the NBA, college ball to the pros, if it's happening in sports, we're breaking it down with no filter and all opinion. Tune in to Out of Bounds with me, Ray Richardson, and my co-host Neil Scarborough, live every Friday at 6 p.m. only on KBLA Talk 1580. Because the best conversations happen out of bounds. KBLA Talk 1580, where Los Angeles talks.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Saharah Ali is my guest, and she's an astrologer, a numerologist, a meditation teacher, yoga instructor, and a sound healer. Sound baths are just beautiful and amazing, and if you haven't tried one, I suggest you do. If you haven't had a sound healing, woo, you're in for a treat. Saharah, when's the next sound bath?
January 31st at Yoga House, 6 to 7:30. You can go to yogahouse.com and they give you all the information and you can get registered.
But you got to be there at like 5:45 because it fills up and they don't let you in late.
Oh, yeah. We close the door at 6.
Yeah.
Not 6:05, not 6:15, 6.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a beautiful healing experience. And, yeah, I suggest you give it a try. We have one more that was called in and didn't stay on, and we didn't have our system down. It's Carl with the K, 21757. Carl 21757. We don't have his last name. Oh, Carl Tucker. We do have his last name. Okay. Thanks.
Okay,
Miles.
so Carl is finishing up a 1 cycle, and a 1 cycle is all about redefining yourself, saying no to say yes to yourself. So he's about to hit a 2 cycle on his birthday, which brings new partnerships, it brings abundance, it brings a shift in the financial dynamics. But I'm also looking, it looks like Carl either is going to move or should move and should think about how they are willing to adjust to the change that's coming at them as opposed to be in resistance, because it looks like Carl sometimes have a lot of resistance towards change. And so on this cycle, it's important to take the path of least resistance so that your abundance will flow easily. It will be his stubbornness or his resistance to change that will block the blessings that the universe has for him. So Carl, if you just calm down and back it up and trust and have faith and not be combative, then all your blessings will unfold with grace and ease. This is a good year for you.
All right, Carl, it's a good year for you. Carl called 800-920-1580. I invite you to do the same. Molly Bell with another question in the chat. She says electro vibrations. I think she was responding to something you said in our guided meditation.
Okay, we all have experienced electric shock, right? Like sometimes you go, oh, I get shocked. And that is because the current or the vibrational frequency that moves through our body is electric. It's a life force, and that life force has this thing that is like electricity, and that electricity is generated through our diet, our mindset, prayer, meditation, activity. And so what happens sometimes, we are against a current and we'll get an electrical shock. And it's because our bodies are like batteries, and we emit a frequency. You know, we think about what we say is a vibe, like that person's vibe is off. But that vibe is the electromagnetic vibration that exists in our bodies, that is connected to our nervous system, that aids us to be healthy or to have dis-ease. And I love you, Molly Bell. You always keep me on my toes, Miss Bell.
We're talking about you're talking about like a static electric shock, not like you put your finger in a light socket,
Right,
like
a static.
that
We've
static
all had
electricity.
that. Like we wear a wool sweater, and all of a sudden it's like or we touch something, or another person is like and it's because we are energy sources. Okay, we have a vibration that is connected to how our nervous system functions. And this is why we get tired, or we have a lot of energy, or this is why sometimes we don't feel comfortable in certain environments, because it doesn't match the vibration of our frequency that we emit. And so it's like currents. I can't tell you what do you call it, the electrical measurement of it, but I will find out and talk about it next time. But we are all energy sources, and we all vibrate at a frequency, and our frequency is predicated on the consciousness that we have. And it's back again to what I'm saying, like you walk into a room and you're like, oh, it feels good in here, or it feels bad, or you see somebody like, oh, their energy is off. And so when you're talking about energy, you're talking about their electromagnetic vibration that they emit.
It's funny because, I mean, I love Christmas lights. I love all the sparkly stuff. I love the decorations, and I made the cutest Christmas tree this year. I collect like cool, unusual, fun ornaments. I just get one a year. And it just gets me in the best mood. And I started thinking yesterday, what other sparkly thing could I get that would cheer me up the way this Christmas tree is? And I say that to say all of these things create the environment which then change our emotional state, just like meditation does, just like yoga, or slowing down and deep breathing. And so even our external, I mean, you talked about taking a bath and doing our laundry. All of these things create an environment which changes how we feel about what we're interacting with, right? Which can change our vibration.
Right. And again, in Vedic medicine or Indian medicine, the science, and we use it in yoga, are our chakras. Our chakras are energy points that is connected to our organs. And so, we talk about the third eye, we talk about our heart. Well, our heart there's a heart chakra, there's a root chakra, there's a sacral chakra, there's a solar plexus chakra, there's the third eye, there's the crown chakra. And these chakras spin like wheels, and they spin in according to the consciousness and how we feed them. And so sometimes when you feel uncomfortable, you feel it right in your gut. That is your solar plexus chakra that is saying, if this is uncomfortable for me, but it's also connected to your organ. And so like your heart chakra is like, okay, you feel all warm and fuzzy, but the heart chakra is also connected to your heart. And then your throat chakra, which is communication. So the chakras emit an energy. They are fed by how we eat, what we think, where we live, our thoughts, and the environment of which we are engaging in or around, and the seasons, everything. And so this is part of our battery pack, and our chakras measure the energy and vibration of our physical body, and it emits a vibration where you say it's your aura. And so people talk about your aura. What is your aura? Your aura is that light that surrounds your body. That light is your electric energy that is connected to all things. It's a knowingness. It's an innate truth. It's like going to the supermarket. You pick up an apple, you put it down, and finally you pick up one and put it in your basket. Why that one? Because your frequency matches the frequency of that apple, and your guardian angel saying this is the apple for you. Out of all the apples that are there, that one apple that you take home matches your energy, your electromagnetic vibration, and the vibration of that apple will feed your energy.
And of course, chakras are supposed to be like energy centers. All of this is, part of the sort of the study of what they would call New Age or ancient wisdom, but they're energy centers. The reason I brought up the tree is because I was thinking about how we can do nice things in our external environment to help influence the way our energy is vibrating. And one of the things that I love... go ahead.
I'm going to put this on the table. I mean, those that have a picture of Jesus in their house, and you look at that picture of Jesus and there's a light over his head, that's electromagnetic vibration. That is the crown chakra illuminated. They capture
his halo. His halo is his electric frequency.
Right.
Yeah.
Shining bright.
Right. I mean, and I just whether it's incense or some rose water or something, these small things that we do that seem to be extra, I think I just want to point out that they do influence the way we feel, the way we move, our frequency. One of the things I love about working at KBLA is Tavis just has the most beautiful artwork all over the station. It's like coming to work in a museum, and there's always a painting that you could, look at and reset your energy. And so I think artwork has that impact too, right?
Right. It's like all this rain that we've been getting, it changes the ions in the air and it purifies the air. That purified air energizes our body and our nervous system, and it creates a healing. And this is why they say go out in nature. The trees have a vibration and we breathe in that oxygen. We are constantly exchanging energy everywhere we go. We are just not mindful of it. And we don't look at ourselves as energy beings. We don't look at the vibration that we carry. We sometimes don't connect to it, but that's what, church is a collective electric energy that feeds us. Any group setting is a collective vibration that feeds us. It's called collective consciousness, and that collective consciousness gives us a safety in a group. And it can be used good or bad, mass hysteria. It's like you would do something in a crowd that you wouldn't do as an individual.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. It's not just one-sided.
Talking with Saharah Ali. If you want to get a look at what might be coming up for you in the year ahead, you can call 800-920-1580. And I'm being messy, but I would love to take a look at our Secretary of State's chart. He's May 28th, 1971, Marco Rubio. Why Marco Rubio? Well, I feel like the Venezuela situation is a personal vendetta for him, one which he's been able to goad the president, or the president and him have goaded each other. The president wants the oil. Rubio wants revenge. That's maybe why they're saying Cuba is next. Marco Rubio, his parents are Cuban, and he was born May 28th, 1971. So I'd love to hear your take on Mr. Rubio's chart when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
We don't, and neither do you. 800-920-1580. My colleague says the energy in the studio supports the intention of the station. It always feels good to me. It's one of her happy places. I don't know if she wants me to say her name on the air, but I agree. It's always very creative space in here. And we get the job done. Saharah Ali, you say I've heard you say last year that 2026 is a 1 year, and you did talk about it a little bit this morning in your Mindful Monday. That's coming from numerology, right? Where we add up all the numbers of 2026, and we come up with a one.
And,
yeah.
Right. So the study of numerology is about the living energy and vibrations of a universal pattern that is shaped by symbols and rhythms and sacred codes affecting a collective movement. So the universal year numbers describe the energy tone that influences the theme of how we walk and talk for the year. It's where we lean into a vibrational tone that sets a spiritual atmosphere. And so 2026, when you add 2026, it equals 10. And then it breaks down to a 1. However, 1 represents individual expression, and 0 is the connection to all things. So we say it's a 1 cycle, but it's a 1 cycle that is connected to all things, which represents wholeness and collectiveness. And so the true journey of 2026, it involves each of us stepping up to our full potential, coming together with others to face change collectively and to shape a fresh start as a unified community. So it's real important for us to know thyself. So last year was a 9, and 9 is about closure. It's an ending. And this year, 2026, because in numerology it goes from 1 to 9, and 9 is the end, and you start all over. And in starting over, so like last year was a 9, was to understand, what is my purpose? What are the values I live by? Who am I willing to be to embrace who I am and my goal here on this planet? And so now a 1 year is where you put into action this wisdom that you've attained from your 9 year so that you can manifest the things that support the awareness you have of being on purpose. and knowing your truth. And in knowing your truth and knowing yourself as an individual, you can then join the collective. And in that collective consciousness, we create change.
Okay, so I was being messy, but also I am kind of curious about the Secretary of State because I feel like he's doing a whole thing with this Venezuela and now Cuba. So what do you see when you look at May 28th, 19th?
If I'm ghetto, I'm gonna say he's very thirsty. Okay, he's too thirsty, and looking at his chart, he has a distorted perspective of the things that he values, and it's like he's, in a sense, he's almost like Trump because he speaks with fourth tongue. As we would say, he has the sun in Gemini, he has the moon in Cancer, he has Mercury in Taurus and Venus in Taurus, and he has Mars in Aquarius. And so what is happening, Pluto is going to cross his Mars. And my thing, I'm going to be really kind about it, but I call the Aquariuses Aquariases because they know everything and they are real feisty about some of the things that they stand for without having all the receipts. And so it looks like he's in for a rude awakening, and it's real important to think about what you align to and how you have to live with that alignment. And if that alignment doesn't serve a higher good, then there's a consequence of that. But there's a lot of greed in his energy. There's a lot of delusionary expectations, and he does have a revengeful heart, and I don't know the man, and I'm just, going by what I see. I just feel like what he's going through is a karmic dynamic, and that this is a big lesson for him. And it's like Malcolm X, when the chickens come home to roost. So, he will face his own undoing based on the greed that he has and the alignment that he has with individuals that have no collective consciousness.
It's interesting. When you say that, it made me think, well, maybe he really is thinking he's going to run for president. He swears he's not going to run for president, but maybe he's secretly planning to run. And I don't know, but certainly the dynamic with him having it's like one of those kung fu movies where, they want to avenge their father. Like he's been spending his whole life trying to get back at Cuba, and he thinks this is his shining moment when he can take down the Cuban government and the Cuban people by just going in and kidnapping somebody like they did with Venezuela. And well, hopefully it will be a rude awakening. Yeah.
He has Saturn in Taurus, and Taurus is mine. It's all mine. His Saturn is conjunct his Venus, and it's conjunct his Venus and his Mercury, but it's square his Mars. So he has a delusionary perspective of power. And so your heart, it's just like your heart and your mind think that you could do this, but your physical can't keep up with this. And so it'll be an interesting show to see because there is malice behind the choices that he makes. They're not sincere.
Interesting. Bad Dog Bully says, not all of us Aquariuses, LOL. Okay, we only got 2 minutes.
I know. I'm bad about that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Kinda. Okay. Speaking with forked tongue. Okay. Well, Jimmy called. He's 2456. He didn't give his last name. Jimmy 2456. We only have a couple minutes, so maybe you can just do a quick one. Jimmy White. Jimmy White, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy is finishing up a 6th year, which is all about health and all about finding balance. And so Jimmy's going to step into a 7-year on his birthday. So this year is about spiritual growth. It's about harmony. It's about relationships. And it's about giving yourself permission to be a part as opposed to trying to be an individual. This is a year where it's important for Jimmy to look at how to heal past relationships, how to enhance the current relationships, and how to build new ones so that he can move forward in the things that are needed to bring him happiness and peace of mind.
Well said and well done. Saharah Ali, thank you so much. We look forward to doing some looking ahead and some readings if folks are up for it on Friday. So thank you for agreeing to do that. If you want to go a little deeper into what's happening with you, you can call Elise, who's Saharah's assistant, and set up an appointment. That's 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. You can go to saharahali.com, saharahali.com, or you can go to Yoga House on the 31st of this month at 545. That's in Pasadena, Yoga House. Did you say yogahouse.com, Saharah?
Right. Or just Google Yoga House and it'll pop up.
And
it'll pop up. And then they can always book an appointment. The KBLA family has a special rate to come to the office and have a personal treatment.
Yes.
It's always welcome to that, and they can call Elise and set that up.
Absolutely. Well, Saharah Ali, I'm grateful to start the year off with you, and thank you for putting us in, as Molly Bell said, she's working her green light right now. Thank you for putting us in a positive place for what will be an amazing year.
Thank you so much, and thank you, KBLA family. Remember, think about what you want, not what you don't want.
Thinking about what we want, not what we don't want, even as we go through news, traffic, and sports. We'll be talking with Mayor Karen Bass when we come forward. A lot going on around here. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. It's the last day in office for Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Georgia Republican announced a resignation after a split with President Trump.
I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for.
Greene was first elected in 2020 and served 3 terms representing Georgia's 14th district. A tragic story out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Police say a 15-year-old is charged as an adult after allegedly shooting and killing Uber driver Cesar Tejada during a carjacking.